Young lords and gods, today I am going to talk about used in poetics by Aristotle. Poetics discusses genres of poetry in detail. Aristotle talks about mimesis. The word mimesis is derived from Greek. It is a word that means imitation. Aristotle is of the view that poetry is a fine art. It is a work of imitation. A poet imitates a beautiful world in order to make this world attractive, beautiful. Therefore, the word mimesis requires elaboration here. Mimesis is a very important word used by Aristotle in poetics. It means poetry creates some beautiful thing in the world. The world is not so beautiful and so attractive as it appears. But the world that appears in the writing of poets, in the creation of poets, in the works of poets, become unique, beautiful, and attractive enough. This is what we understand or what we mean by mimesis. It is a great art, and all the great arts are imitative in nature. All the artists try and intend to imitate beautiful thing in the world. So, mimesis is a key word used by Aristotle in poetics. The second important word that Aristotle uses in poetics is tragedy. Tragedy is one of the important words used by Aristotle in poetics. Now, what is a tragedy? A tragedy is a work, a play, a drama that portrays the character, the nature, the habits, the life, the details of a great personality. A tragedy is superior to other kinds or types of poetry. A tragedy is superior to epic poetry. Aristotle deals with tragedy in detail in poetics. He says that tragedy is the highest form of poetry. A writer of tragedy must have 5 important things. The first thing that a writer of tragedy must have is the plot. Plot is the important constituent of a tragedy. Now, what is plot? By plot, we mean the arrangement of events or incidents that take place in a tragedy in a given time. A plot concerns with a story. Every tragedy has a story to tell. The story must be heroic. It must tell of the story of a great man, a great soul. The story should be very amusing, entertaining, and interesting. A tragedy leaves a deep impression upon the listeners or audiences sitting in the gallery. It has a beautiful story to tell. Through its story, it intends or tries to present an interesting story that can put an ideal before the society, that can teach the society how society ought to live life. So tragedy is highest form of poetry. In the words of Aristotle, a tragedy writer must be very careful in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end of the play. The beginning, the middle, and the end must be drafted and crafted and written in such a way that it may give lasting impression upon the audience, readers, or listeners sitting in the gallery, sitting in the theater. Now, let me talk about epic poetry. Epic poetry is a form of poetry. It is a type of literature that deals with a great soul. A tragedy leaves 2 things or 2 impressions upon the mind of the listeners or readers or audience sitting in the gallery. What are these 2 impressions? These 2 impressions are, number 1, pity, and number 2, fear. When people study a tragedy or read a tragedy or watch a tragedy or see a tragedy sitting in the gallery, they have the feeling of pity. When a noble man, a noble person, a king suffers, his downfall creates the feeling of pity in the hearts of the readers, in the hearts of the listeners, in the hearts of the people who watch the tragedy. Another important thing that the readers or audience have from tragedy is feeling of pity. When a nobleman suffers, people have sympathy, empathy, and kindness for him. Another great quality of a tragedy is that the hero of the tragedy must be great, he must be heroic, he must have some faults and flaws that we find in such character. If we take Hamlet, we find that Hamlet is a very noble character. He is a king. His life is beautiful. He is a great person, great personality. His personality eludes and inspires people. But Hamlet has flaws in his character also. What are his flaws? What are his great flaws? His great flaws are that he delays action. He takes a lot of time in taking right decision. This is the great defect. This is the great fault in his character. Hello students, I think you must have understood some of the important words used by Aristotle in poetics, such as tragedy, epic poetry, mimesis, hamartia, catharsis. Now, I would like to discuss other words which are not explained till now. Catharsis is another significant word. Catharsis means the feelings or impressions that the audience have after studying, reading or watching a tragedy. It may be pitiful, it may be fearful. Aristotle calls it hamartia. Catharsis is another key word used by Aristotle in poetics. What is catharsis? Catharsis refers to the deep impression, the deep feeling that comes up in the mind of the audience after watching the tragedy, after studying the tragedy. I think dear students must have understood some of these keywords, their elaborations, their explanations, and now they may be able to answer university questions set on these keywords. If you like my video, give your liking for it and subscribe it. Thank you very much.